Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Well, New South Wales will be the first state in Australia to allow pharmacists to renew some prescriptions. This is part of a fast-track plan to make it easier for people to access important medication and treatments. And under a re-elected coalition government, they've promised cheaper visits for women to their pharmacists for the contraceptive pill and UTI treatments. To tell us more is the Premier himself, Dominic Perrottet. Good morning, Premier.
Morning, Amanda. Morning, Jonesy. How you going?
Good, thanks, Dominic. How's Helen going? We heard that she's in hospital. Everything okay?
Yeah, she's recovering well. So she had a bit of a gym injury, but a bit of a sore back. But no, she's back on her feet and all going well.
And I hear that your daughter Beatrice, is she 3 years old? She's hit the road with you as a mini advisor.
She did yesterday. We couldn't get a babysitter, and so it was a day off preschool. So she came on the road, and she had a lot of fun. I think she thinks.
This could be a thing.
Back for lunch. Got some Lego.
Did you get her to stand behind you, just nodding away as you was reading out policies?
I should never do that.
Now, this is very interesting, isn't it? Because I know there was a debate about this has been going on for the last few months, and I'm assuming that you can't go to the pharmacist and get stuff that you need to see your doctor for, but it's just if it's prescription renewal or subscription renewal, then that's a different thing.
Well, that's right, Amanda. This is just a common sense approach to make it easier for families. And we know it's very difficult for people to get access to a GP, and pharmacists during the pandemic played a very important role in with our vaccination program. So what we're saying is we're giving pharmacists the ability to issue prescriptions for treatments for UTIs, for antibiotics, and also for repeat scripts for contraception. So this is just about making it easier, making it cheaper, for families across New South Wales. We have pharmacists almost on every corner. They're trained medical professionals. It's for non-complex issues, and we think it'll make a real difference for families across our state.
Getting rid of some of that red tape.
Yeah, and if this works, will it be expanded to other kinds of prescriptions as well?
Well, that's what I'd like to see. I mean, this is a 12-month trial, and it's the first in the country in terms of being statewide, but we think it just makes sense. And for many people we know, and for many women, take UTIs, for example, if they can't see a GP because they can't get access, they end up potentially going to the emergency department. The issue becomes worse. So this is just about making it easier for people to go to a pharmacist, to get antibiotics, and also as well to get doctor certificates through that process.
In living memory, I can't think of an election that is so close between the leaders, because you guys, yourself and Chris Minns, seem like normal, reasonable guys. And I must say,
has it thrown you, Jonesy?
It's thrown me off, because usually when the election comes up, there's one guy you go, well, he's a nut, he's not going to win it. That is not the case. That is not the case what we're looking at now, and particularly
with
his, you both are very good men, I think.
And you do seem very reasonable with each other, but with the Labor's toll rebate thing, that is a game changer as far as this election goes. And I dare say that he's got a better policy on this than you guys.
Well, we've got a significant program in place in terms of toll relief, Jonesy. So you can get 40% back off your tolls, and Labor's policy only affects 2% of motorists. So, what we want is a balanced approach. We know cost of living is a real issue, and that's why we've got a range of measures in place. And I'd say to your listeners today to go to the Service New South Wales website, where there's a whole range of vouchers that are there. Our back-to-school voucher, I know, is a massive hit with parents across New South Wales who are getting their, obviously, kids back to school, getting access to funding for school uniforms and school shoes, all those things. And there's a whole range there through active kids vouchers to get kids playing sport. So there's a whole range of measures through Service New South Wales. You want to put downward pressure on household budgets. We know it's becoming a more challenging time in terms of balancing, making ends meet at the moment with rising inflation and rising interest rates. So I'm also concerned, though, about long-term financial security as well, because we, as a government and as a people, we've got to get through the short-term challenges we've had, but we can't lose sight of the future. We've got to continue to build the metros, the motorways, the schools, the hospitals, make sure that we leave our place here in New South Wales a much better place in 20, 30 years than it is today.
It's bad timing. We're only a month out from the election. There have been a couple of incidents. You've recently had to disendorse MP Peter Poulos after sharing a photo-sharing scandal that saw him emailing explicit photos of a female rival 5 years ago. New South Wales Finance Minister Damien Tudhope, he has admitted that he has shares in Transurban while he was the finance minister. He said that was in a life insurance portfolio and he wasn't aware of that. But these are big frustrations for you so close to an election.
Look, Amanda, they're not great, but these things happen in politics, and there are some things that are outside your control. You accept that, and my focus each and every day as Premier of New South Wales is delivering our long-term economic plan to keep taking our state and our people forward. So these things happen. I can't control everything in those matters, but what I can control is what I'm doing every day, and that's looking after our people.
Yeah, I guess because the behaviour and behaviour and corruption are such big things now for New South Wales voters. They do want to see that stuff trounced.
No, they don't. And I have the highest standards in terms of my parliamentary team, and my expectations are that everybody is completely appropriate in terms of their dealings. And from time to time, people make mistakes and errors, and that's unacceptable, particularly in relation to workplace practices, whether it's bullying or anything else. We live in a tolerant society. We need to make sure, particularly as politicians, that we set a very high standard and example for workplaces across New South Wales.
Well, good luck with the election coming up. Well, no doubt we'll talk to you as we get closer. Maybe Beatrice could run like the finance department or something. Or maybe you can get her to...
And you're good at Monopoly?
She did pretty well. She did pretty well yesterday, so let's see how she goes.
This could be a thing. Dominic Perrottet, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Premier.
Thanks, guys. See you.